going to share the music. Okay. Okay. Did you come in and talk with someone about that particular subject, or? Oh, yeah. Well, it really depends on. I mean, there's a lot of details. Do you own the subwoofer and the amplifier? Has one already been installed in the vehicle? Or are we putting this in a new rig? I know that's a lot of questions, but what are we? You. S Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. Okay. Typically, in this case, what we do is just do it on a time and material basis. Our shop rate is $85 an hour, and I would estimate on something like that, you're looking at potentially 3 hours of labor. Yeah, if you now, I'm not, again, I'm guessing. I don't know the vehicle and I don't know what's been done to it, nor would our tech. So I'm guessing best case scenario it would be about 3 hours, and that's just a guess at this point, an estimate, on time. So I can't say, but yeah, it's 85 an hour, and it could be something where the guys really have to dig in. There might be a lot more needed than what I'm estimating. So I don't want you to go, oh yeah, because I can't promise that that's what it would be. What would be really helpful to give you a really accurate estimate is if you could bring the vehicle in and let us take a look, to see what we're up against. We can do some stuff over the phone, but it's not always terribly accurate, unfortunately. So, okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Oh yes, absolutely yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's all right. You're telling the wrong guy. I work on guitars here. I don't work on cars. So you're
Yeah.
sharing information with me that is really not going to be much help. I'm going to save exposure over the time here. However, um, let's see. Hang on just a minute. Is this something that you're wanting to have us put on the schedule and get you in here, get it done? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I understand.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's try and get you on the calendar. It's a 2003 Dodge. What model? Just a Dodge. And they're going to be the work scope. They're going to be
Oh yes, yes,
install.
yes, yes, yes.
You own all the equipment, correct? You've already purchased all of it. Okay. Understood. Subwoofer. Okay. And then
Oh
deck.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
For your head unit,
yes,
correct?
yeah, I do, yeah.
Amplifier, subwoofer and amp.
B.
Okay, so we're going to do a deck, a subwoofer and amp. And then what other
Yes.
equipment have you been
I think
interested in
that's
trading?
it.
Just that, okay, cool. Let me see what I've got going on Thursday this week.
I could get you in Thursday, that would be May
Oh.
26th. I could get you in at noon. Would that work?
Most of the time I do wake up late. It's after it's been like 4 hours. Yeah.
Get some more info from
Yep.
this and then lock on.
Yes.
What's your first
Well,
and
that's
last name, my friend?
you want me to start with the W? Yeah. Yes. Yep.
The last name again?
Yep.
What's phone number I can reach you at?
I'm sure I do. How's it spelled? Oh, the throat spray. Yes, yes, yes. I'm out of that, but I think we have some in the fridge. Yes.
Now, let's see.
Yeah, I think we do.
Let's see. Okay. We're gonna, there may be other equipment that's needed, whether it be a dash kit or, you know, a specific harness that might be needed to get that installed. So there might be some other, parts that we may need. Often the owners, you may have purchased everything that you think you need, but
Right.
in some cases it doesn't cover all the bases and we need to do it right. So just, I wouldn't expect anything like super expensive, because the dash kit is not usually the
I'm
most
afraid to
rough.
stop anywhere.
So, I would assume, okay.
No, Laura and I love it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm just writing down a little bit more stuff here just before I let you go. So. In that case, your timing is impeccable because we got you on the books for Thursday at noon. And we'll get started on that and have you done. And they'll call you the moment that vehicle is done. They're usually, I would estimate that's going to be 3 to 4 hours maybe. So
Yeah,
we're going to do it
I'll go call her. Are you calling
whatever,
cell phone?
ultimately what we're going to call it is time and material.
Try his cell phone, see if he doesn't answer.
So who I'm meeting with
His
as
cell
far as
phone.
time and material.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Alright,
Good.
cool, man.
All right.
787.
Glenn, well, you can come in a little bit early, that's fine, if you'd like. We'll see you this Thursday at noon.
Wonderful.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling. We'll see you then. Yep. Bye.
Okay, Doc, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I'm going down. You want a Diet Pepsi?
Oh, I love one. That sounds good. Good timing. Okay. Okay. Woohoo! Let's see what's happening here. Holy smokes. Hey everybody, what's happening? Forgive me, I'm working at the bench by myself and I gotta answer phones, work on guitars, help customers buying guitars, you know, gotta do it all. So what we're doing on this Rogue acoustic guitar today is a little bit of work on the bridge and saddle. Forgive me for being absent for a few minutes there. I needed a sip of coffee. So what we've done with this guitar, had a huge belly bulge in it. The braces all were intact. None of the glue had come loose. So what we've done is we've installed a bridge doctor in this guitar, and that device helps to pull that bridge down and remove that belly bulge out of the middle of it. There still is a bit of a hump out here in the middle, which creates some tall string action. And even having the bridge doctor on there installed, the belly bump, it's kind of a pregnant guitar, if you will. Not to be, that's just kind of a way it looks. And it seems like I'm having a bit of a connection issue here. Seems like, I don't know, it's going good. So even with that bridge doctor in there, it's still, string action was a little bit high. So this is a Rogue guitar. The guitar brand new was probably bought at Guitar Center, I would guess for $100 bucks probably. Also it has electronics in it. Here at the neck heel, I want to show you this. Might be able to see this little kind of crack that's going on here. So I believe somebody probably had this sitting on their couch or some other place and went to stand up and push down on the guitar, and the finish is not cracked. It's not like it's a big separation, and I can't move it. If I pull back on the neck, there's no motion that happens here. So either that or it got left out in the sun and cooked the glue in there and the glue separated. So can't tell you all exactly what's going on with this. However, we're not doing a neck reset.
I bought a wireless printer.
Oh.
Back there. So at some point, either you or Stewie or Joey have to hook it up.
Get it set up.
It's nothing pressing.
Okay.
But that way you can print from out here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I can print from probably right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's
I thought,
awesome.
It was one of those things where I went, why are we fighting with this thing? They're like $75.
Right.
You know?
Right. And it just stepped it into the new century.
Yeah.
So I've been, what I've done to help get the string action down is I have taken some material off the top of the bridge on this instrument to remove some material to give me some room to drop this saddle down. And so I'm at a point now where I'm going to use a really light gauge set of strings, not really super light, but 11 to 52, very common set of strings. And I'm going to put the outer two strings on this thing to see where she's at. My food. So let's see what kind of string action we've got. Now that I've taken some, the string action probably hasn't changed at all, other than a little bit of the belly bulge has been removed. So we'll see where we're at now. I have had such an extremely busy Monday. It appears that a new nut has been installed on this. I think my apprentice may have done that. I hope that's a new nut. Oh, and I'd like to add that I have an apprentice working with me here at the shop. He doesn't actually work with me, but he does work on guitars that get brought in by clients. He
works with my journeyman on the weekends. He's usually not here during the week while I'm here. Hey, Rody, Mighty Whitey, what's up? Conspiracy Media. Wow. Yeah, lurk away, buddy. Pooh Ninja, it's good to see you. Steve Rolling, yo Marshall. Hey, cool man. All right. I hope everybody's doing well today. Happy Monday. I was not expecting the nut to have been replaced, but he did. I hope he did, because boy, that is like, that first fret action's about 1/4 inch. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of work on that. And our 12th fret action right now, with the nut being way out of spec, it's already lower. When this guitar came in, without the bridge doctor on it, we were measuring about 12/64 here at the 12th fret. And I'm hoping the stream is going smoothly and there's not some glitch going on. Hey. So I'm going to do a little bit of work on the nut on this guitar to kind of get things going, get the nut down to at least a close close to where it should likely be, and get you down here in the action. And get some nut files here. Let's see, 52. Yeah, okay. I'm hoping we got you all dialed in here. So I'm just going to start knocking some height off of this thing. I'm going to have to take a whole bunch of material. In fact, before I even do that, what I need to do is knock this nut. I've got a rubber or plastic ended hammer, so I can remove nuts. And you can see my apprentice did a great job in using 2 small spots of super glue, CA glue, on this. Now at this point, I have to leave you guys because I need to run out to the shop and remove some material off the bottom of this. This is so high that I can take a preemptive strike and knock a bunch of material off here first, and then get the nut back on here. I've got a lot of material to remove. I'm going to make a pencil mark, and this is going to save me a whole bunch of extra work when it's all said and done. Take it down to my line. Now I have to leave for a moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and point you at this entertaining Rogue guitar. You can see some of the work that I've done here on this saddle. I'll be back in a moment.
All right. Now we have a nut that's a little more appropriate. Hopefully I didn't take too much off of there. I may have. It can happen. Much, much better. Boy, I might have nailed that. Boy, am I that good? All right, here we go. Check my wow. Okay, I nailed it. Well, let's go ahead and throw the high E on here. Give me just a second. I'll put a string on here. We're gonna see where we end up. Now I have not glued the nut back into place, which doesn't really matter at this point. 2, 3. Has anybody tried to network their home home computers? And we're going to check our string action here at the 12th fret, and we are at 8/64. So our string action at the 12th fret has been almost cut in half at this point in the game, which is nice. And so we're at 8/64, yeah, and we're at about 7/64 on the treble. How much distance do I have? I need to bring that down. 3/64, which means I need to take 6/64 off of this, off of the bridge. There we go. Now let's get the saddle in there to sit correctly. That's interesting. It wasn't all the way down. Let's measure now. Oh my goodness. Now we're talking. I thought that was a little strange. So having done the bridge doctor underneath the saddle here, or the bridge, and having not removed any material off of the saddle at this point, the string action on this guitar, 4/64 at the treble E and 5/64 at the bass E. I'm going to go ahead and glue the the nut in place. Yeah, maybe 1 second here. I'm gonna get the greatest tool in guitar repair, right there. Why, you ask? Well, that's why. And we will take a spot of see if I can get the lid off my CA glue. Ah, it still works. How about that?
Use a little spot of super glue here, CA glue. Doggone it, my apprentice cut the tip of my CA glue off. I can tell he did. Okay, we're going to let that dry a little bit. And I'm going to speed up the drying process here. Being careful not to get any of this on paint. If you get accelerator on paint on a guitar, it will remove it. It's a very good paint remover. Smells good. All right. Am I at E there? Okay. Let's take a look at our the rest of our strings here. I'm gonna put the rest of them on here. Get that one out of the way. I think we're gonna be hitting right in that range of being pretty darn good and done on this thing. We are gonna have to do probably a little bit of neck relief movements on this guitar. I have not messed with the truss rod at this point. Gonna do the old D string. There we go. I'm not in a big hurry, and forgive me guys, I'm not watching the chat. I hope nobody's over there talking about politics or anything. If you do, please leave. Is that Gary Hubbs? I think I see a little red flashing light over here. Yep. Oh. Yo. One string challenge. Hey Valerie. Thanks for being here. Hugh, what's up? Yeah. Man, I think I got lucky on this. Either that or I'm just really good. Because you know, these adjustments that I made on this guitar so far have been like intentionally preemptive strikes to get stuff close so that I can really fine tune the rest of it. And I don't know, man. Sometimes I get lucky. And I don't know. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of luck, but this one I think I've gotten, maybe I had a little bit strike on this particular guitar. I don't know, for those of you who need to change strings on your guitar, do it just like this. If you tie a knot in your guitar strings on your machine heads, you all know what I think about that. If you don't, watch just about any other video I've ever put up. Wow, I had to be pretty close. Let me use my little start tuner. I think I'm close. Okay. Now that I've gotten all 6 strings on the instrument, and the neck relief has now been bowed pretty good because of the string tension, I'm gonna check my neck relief on this bad boy and see where she's at. Where is the neck relief? I'm hoping it has a big old bow out in the middle here. It does not. Neck relief is actually a little bit shallow. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Neck relief is a bit shallow. I'm going to go ahead and leave that. String action is a little bit high here at the 12th fret. It's half of what it was, mind you, but it's still a little bit high for a proper setup. It's still a little uncomfortable playing the open chords down here, especially up here at this bar chord. So we're going to check this string action again. Yeah, and you know, I measured with just 2 strings on the instrument, and it was measuring right at perfect at 5/64, but having put all 6 strings on the guitar and bringing it up to pitch, I now am almost 3/64 of an inch too tall on both the treble and the bass sides of the instrument. So how do we fix that? What do we do? So I gotta remove, I'm just gonna call it 2/64. So I need to have 4/64 of an inch. Oh, let me get my other device here. Have way enough height left to get this. Yep. So here's what we do. Hugh, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. It's a crazy method you just put in string. Yeah, I'll bet. Yep, that's the answer. We're gonna shave the saddle. So here's how we do that. Here's my method. Check this out, Hugh. I don't know if you do this. I've got to pull the saddle out of here. Is this how you do it? I put a capo at the 1st fret. Just loosen the strings up. Capo kind of helps keep the strings on the machine heads. Dave. Hello, Dave. Here we go. I got to remove 4/64. one part. You know, and doing this kind of stuff, I often end up having to use 2 sets of strings because loosening them and tightening this many times, often they will get worn out up here at the machine heads. And I'd hate to send a guitar home with somebody and have them break a string 10 minutes after they get it home. So in many cases I will. I think on this one though, I'm not going to have that problem because I'm only taking the strings off once. That is my ultimate goal. Just take them off of here one time. Pull this saddle out of here. Should come out really easily. And we'll get that set up and ready to take it out back to the grinder and sand off a little bit of material. I don't do this part necessarily by hand because that just takes way too long. So here's how we do this. I need to remove 4/64 of an inch. I'm going to try and get 6/64 of an inch off of each of these. I'm getting a little aggressive here, but let me yeah, okay. So here's my method. I need to go to inches, thousandths of an inch. We'll zero that out. So I need to, oh no, I'm going to go to fractions. I need to remove 5/64. That's what I'm going to call it. So I've got 5/64 on my calipers, and I've got the saddle marked. I can put a mark here, and look what just happened. I just broke that saddle. Snapped in my fingers. Time for a new saddle. Here we go. See how well this one fits. I'm hoping. Like a glove. Wow, that fits really nice. This is a new bone saddle. I don't walk on water. I've definitely broken plenty of them. So what I need to do is go get started over again. I'm going to take this out to the grinder and take some quite a bit of distance off of the off of this. You can see here's the original saddle that just broke in half on me. It was probably cracked already. I can't say for sure, but it broke really easily. So I need to take some material off of this. Hey. Yeah. Okay. I need to, let me run out to the grinder. I'm going to take the old saddle with me. I'm going to get this new saddle, which actually is a better saddle because it's compensated. So it's probably the intonation of the instrument's going to be a little bit better than the original one, which was just straight. So give me a couple minutes. You can sit here and adore this beautiful Rogue guitar. Check out this wood on the top. Hang on. I think it's solid wood. It is. This is a solid spruce top. How about that? Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
Well, shit happens. Hey man, I got a little aggressive.
right. All right. All right. Let's just see how good I am, if I am any good at all. I'm hoping I'm any good at all. Now I took the old saddle with me out to the belt sander. If I called it something else earlier, I was preoccupied. Bench sander, bench grinder. There we go. Yes, the capo's still on it. I know. Now, I'm guessing that I'm going to have to go back out and take a little more off of the end of that saddle, but we shall see. Let's see where our string action's at now. Alright, so yeah, I still got to take a little bit of material off of that, but we're looking really good. So 4/64ths. Again, I'm right at 5/64ths. So I've got to remove, I need to remove 5/64ths off of this saddle. So we'll do this all over again. I'm going to do my best not to break this one. I shouldn't have to loosen this up quite as much as I did before. Any questions? Or advice? Anybody have any advice? Curious? Come on, Gary, you got some advice for me. Drink more beer? No. Okay. Oh, I left the lid off my Sharpie. Dang it. This thing's probably not even going to work anymore. Oh yeah. Brand new. Okay, so 5/64ths. That's my lid. Rogue, what's up? Alright, so got this set. Let's go back to 0. Wow. Need to get 5/64ths. There we are. Where's my saddle? Mark this. I have yet to have a cat get stuck in my acoustic guitar. That has yet to happen. I'm looking forward to that day. I'm really truly looking forward to that day. Have you had a cat stuck in you? There was a little man in one of mine. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I am going to be improving my streams from the bench here soon, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to hardwire the internet to my computer here. So if it's getting a little glitchy, you guys, it's simply because there's the Wi-Fi here. We have a really crappy Wi-Fi router, and yeah, dude, my cat, at the moment I open my guitar case, he's in it. It's awesome. Again, I hope everybody is doing really, really well today. I've kind of been here and there and in and out. I'm kind of gone a little bit. So I don't know how, if you guys are getting, I don't know if I'm getting glitchy here, but I am going to solve that. I'm having to do these streams via Wi-Fi, and I'll fix that here shortly. Hopefully within the next few days. So I'm going to go out and take a little bit more material off of this saddle. I've got my line marked, as you can see. And you'll see, notice there's not going to be much left of that saddle. Not much at all. I don't have any choice because I can't do a neck reset on this guitar. That would be, I'd rather sell the kid a new guitar versus doing all that work. So I'm trying to save him money and do a good job at the same time. I'll be right back. I got to go grind on this a little bit more. All right, so we've got our bridge all ground down to almost nothing, and we're gonna see how our string action is doing. This is about the last step I can take before I'm faced with doing either a neck reset or even removing more material off of the bridge of this guitar. Oh yeah, now we're looking good. Alright, now we're talking 5/64 and 4.5 64ths on the treble E. So if this was a Gibson that came off of the factory line yesterday, it would be awful darn close to where I have it right now. And let's see how she feels to play. Hoping that I still have a good internet connection. Gotta stretch the strings a little. Now, part of the reason I didn't stretch the strings earlier was because I know that loosening and tightening the strings up here on the machine heads can in some cases weaken the strings. So if they don't break while I'm stretching them, they're probably not going to break when I send this thing home. So it was kind of a preventative maintenance, if you will, to not stretch the strings until now. I could still tune the guitar up and check the neck relief with string tension on it and all of that, but now I'm getting to check to make sure that when I send this thing home the strings aren't going to break the moment the young man plays his guitar. Give me a second here. And also, somebody else was working at my bench over the weekend, and my tools were kind of in disarray, which I do not let anyone use my tools. It's kind of an unwritten rule. We don't borrow each other's tools and such. So I'm having to search a little bit extra today for. And there's a couple of these machine heads that are a little bit loose. Yeah, that one in particular. So I'm just up here tightening up machine heads. I'm going to try and keep Sheryl Crow out of the video as best I can. She doesn't want anybody seeing her on YouTube. Just having that video playing in one of my videos got my video blocked. Sheryl Crow's another one of those people that wants her forgotten music to never be heard by anybody. You know. Intonation on this guitar sounds pretty good. And it's pretty darn close. A little bit flat, which I'd rather have a guitar intonated a little bit flat here at the 12 than sharp. Feels pretty good. And staying in tune pretty good. Alright, this guitar is what I would call El Duno. I've done everything I can do to make this thing, short of doing a neck reset. It's playable. It's set up exactly like a Gibson Hummingbird or a J200 you bought from the factory for $5,000. This is a $150 guitar, and it plays fabulously. And the best guitar in the world is one that's set up correctly. And that's what I have done, is just set this thing up correct. And the last thing I do on any guitar that I'm working on is cut the strings off. That lets me know it's done. I leave the strings on there because if you have to pull them off, you'd much rather have these ends on there than not. I promise. If you've done it, you know. Alright. So the old Rogue is ready to go rogue and go home. Hey, thanks for hanging with me for a bit today on the old Rogue. I might be back a little later on this afternoon. I know I've got a client coming in from Walla Walla, Washington today. She's headed into the shop, bringing a guitar in that she's having some trouble with a pickup that we recently installed in that guitar. I also have a mandolin that's here to get new machine heads and a new saddle. Not that I can get all of that done today. I wish I could. That would be great, but I need two of me for that. Yes, just I use a pair of dikes, and I've had to sharpen these many times over because I've worn them out. Straight up pair of dikes. Oh God, you'll never hear me play. You will never hear me play Stairway to Heaven. You'll never hear me play a Christmas song. Never say never or always. You'll never hear me play Freebird. Well, and I take that back. I've learned at one point in my life I had the entire guitar solo for Freebird, and what's that other song that Hick band does? Oh, it's super famous. I'm so sick of it, and I've heard it so many times I don't even want to say the name of it. But that band, something about a state, and you know. Anyway. I will play that song for $1,000. You hand me $1,000. I don't care about the rest of the band, but to get me to play it, it's $1,000 in my pocket. Yep. No, Nirvana. Now I won't play "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Let's see. What's that? I'm gonna ignore that. Oh, let's see. Y'all heard that Sith and Mark Tanner's version of this song? I'm sure everybody has. Very simple song. Yeah, I'm not playing Stairway to Heaven. I'm trying to think of some other cool acoustic tunes that I've learned over the years. It's been so long since I played live, I've forgotten more songs than I know right now. There's no question about that. No Hotel California. I mean, if you don't know how to play it, I could show you the chords, but typically when I'm making stuff up here on my bench and just playing a guitar to test my work, because not only can I work on these things, but I think I'm an okay guitar player with regard to that. I usually make stuff up on the fly, or play something that I know involves quite a few chords that I end up having to move around the neck a little bit, just so that I'm not playing in one spot. So that's kind of my make stuff up, improvise. Been beat into my head to be my own player and improvise, make stuff up as you go. So, I'll play some crazy, chord progressions. Trying to use like minor sevens and major sevens and ninth chords instead of just your classic. I would rather hear something with some a little more complex chords. Not that a minor 7 add sus4 is or a minor 7 add 11 is any more complex than a minor. Any Jerry Reed songs? Not familiar with Jerry Reed, forgive me. What is Jerry Reed? God, I know the name, it's familiar to me. It's kind of interesting that as much music as I'm involved in and have played and write throughout my life, I don't listen to much music. I don't like being tainted, I think, in a lot of cases. Jerry Reed, name a Jerry Reed song. Let's see. It's a ton of. Hugh probably knows that song. Jiffy Jam, yeah. All right, you guys. I've got to get going at the moment. I have some an appointment to go take care of. And I appreciate you all hanging with me for a little bit today. You know it, brother. I would have never learned that song were it not for that. I'm glad it finally got released. I wish it hadn't been the first Flock of Cats song, but that's all right. Pug, I'd love to hear you play sometime. I don't know if I've heard any of your music. I mean, like I said, it's not out of disrespect for anybody, or I don't listen to a lot of stuff. It's kind of interesting. And by the way, this guitar plays really, really nicely now. It's, in my humble opinion, it's twice the guitar that it was when it arrived here, because it was really unplayable. It would have been one of those guitars that if you were at a camping trip or whatever and it was the only guitar around, you probably would rather sit there and not play. It was bad. Okay, Jiffy Jam by Jerry Reed. Done, Hugh. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go have some lunch. Got to take care of my diet. You guys have a great afternoon. Peace. Thanks for being here.